The world we're living in today is full of questions, but people ask less questions to other people. We tend to ask Google, and we tend to ask AI, and we tend to ask AI Google. So how do we actually better our content when we're only asking those questions to those things? I don't know about you, but I've been asking ChatGPT a lot of questions, and it seems to just go into circles because they just go, oh yeah, what you say is great, and it just affirms you a little bit too much. So sometimes you need the cold, hard truth, or you just want another human to answer your question. Well, that's what these episodes are all about. Bringing questions back I will answer, and your question is more likely to show up here on this show. Roll that intro. And now it is time. The moment you've all been waiting for. We have real questions from real people. Half of them, I don't know if they're joking or kidding or whatever, but we're going to give real answers or sarcasm back at them. So here we go. First question.
Fratboy67 would like you to explain how cup pong is related to business.
Explain how cup pong is related to business. I'm assuming cup pong being like beer pong.
Correct.
But it's the more wholesome way of, okay, how it's related to business.
Yes.
Well, it's a sport. That's easy. It's a competition. So then as you're playing and you're trying to throw that ping pong ball into the cups, then that's your target. That's what you're trying to aim for. And if you don't have the target, then what are you aiming for? And then it also brings up the high stakes of the risk. You got to throw it. You're never going to make it if you don't throw the ping pong ball. I think you said something like that earlier before, didn't you?
My thought was making it more accurate to marketing is you're throwing ping pong balls or ads onto the table, which is social media, and hoping they stick. Versus if you aim correctly and know exactly what your target is, your target audience being the cups, you're much more likely to make something stick and to convert that client. And also you can bounce that off the table, off social media. It goes off to the table, but it might go into other conversations in person and convert clients in those ways.
Dude, that's actually really good. Nice. See, we're business solution driven creatives. So we all got that mindset. That's awesome. That's great. What's the next question?
Beer Fanatic 123 would like you to do a beer brand tier list.
Beer brand
Tier list.
Beer brand
He would like
tier
you
list.
to rate beers.
I don't drink a lot of beer.
Alrighty then.
I don't really hardly drink any just because I don't actually find it very good.
Who likes carbonated yeast water anyway?
Okay, I do have one comment though, and I don't mean to like cast shame, but kind of, because this is for the sake of you and your health. So how in the heck does someone drink 36 cans of anything? Especially like beer's a little more filling. So it's like, I don't know how to do 36 cans of Coca-Cola. I can't even do 36 cans of water, you know? So how do you do that in like one sitting? I imagine there has to be some sort of force, you know? And I guess at some point you don't feel it anymore, but maybe that's your cue. So I don't know.
If you can't tell when you're full, you're done.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, there was one that Tim Hawkins made a joke about it, and it was really hilarious. It was like they made beer that based on your fingers, it would change colors to let you know if it's cold enough or something like that. And he's like, y'all, if you're so drunk and you can't figure out if your beer is cold or not, you've gone too far. So it's kind of like I don't know if that was real or not, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. So I can't really, I'm not the person for that, but how about you give us the tier list? Leave it in the comments what you think.
The next comment is from the other JT, so you might have a little competition
The other
going
JT?
on. He wants you to explain why wearing a cap backwards instead of forward is a good image for any personal brand. So I'm assuming he's seen your More Than Meets the Eye episodes with the cap forward and better content with the cap backwards and would like you to explain that decision.
Do you think they actually saw that? I don't think wearing cap backwards is ever good. No cap on that. Always forward. I'm just kidding. All right. If you've been watching, then yeah, for some reason, that's what I do. And I'm just trying to differentiate a little bit behind the brand. And that's just me. And I feel like I can show my personality a little more on YouTube. Whereas on podcasting, I don't care as much because it's mostly listeners, even though there is video and there's clips going out and everything. But I kind of just like gauging which one. It's more of just be you. I actually wear a lot of hats whenever my hair gets shaggy. I'm not inspired by it, but I very much relate to the movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World, if you've ever seen that. And in the movie, they go, "Oh, your hair, it's getting kind of shaggy." He goes, "Huh? What hair?" And then it cuts back to him, and all of a sudden he has this hat on. So I'm kind of like that. If it's getting shaggy, then I'm putting a hat on. It's a luxury I get to have, and I like hats. So therefore, I just do that. And then wearing it backwards, it just change it up, a little bit. They say that you should stick to like one kind of look the whole time, though. So if you do want to do that, I just like throwing in variety because that's me and my personality. But if it's you to be the same way every time, they say that you should be able to describe someone and their show without actually saying their name or their podcast or their YouTube channel. So if you can say, "Oh, that's that guy that always wears the wife beater with the big arms and the burly beard. Do you guys know who I'm talking about?" That's actually good branding for that recognition. But I guess for us, it's like, "Oh, he's always wearing that hat backwards or forwards." Which version do you get? I don't know. I do have to say, though, like personally wearing the hat, though, like it feels better on the forehead when you turn it around backwards and then forwards. I actually wear a hat for function. So, like, I'm trying to actually block light or block sunlight, and there's lights up here and stuff. So it just helps me see a little better by using the bill.
We had another comment come in from Fratboy67.
6'7", all the 6'7".
Explain why being a retired fraternity male is the worst form a human could ever be in.
What? I don't have a comment. Move on with your life. The past doesn't define you.
Fast food freak, explain the genius of McDonald's monopoly.
The genius of Monopoly is rage bait. Does anybody actually win it? That's my question. So there's curiosity there. And I think if we brought in that question and rallied together a community of people and we all just try to win it together, that could be something. Because we all just want to know, does anybody actually win? If there are winners, I don't hear about them. So do you? Can you leave a comment in the description? Leave a comment below of where like the report comes from of a winner and what did they get? Like what happened? So I swear that they divide it up by region. So you have to like, they make it difficult. They're not going to make it easy for you to win. So if you go to that same McDonald's, it's probably not going to work. I can guarantee you it's not all complete random. They might have like a lot of random abilities in there, but it's like segmented. So like we're going to randomize, but randomize based on this box is first tier, this box is second tier, this box is third tier, and then they distribute. As a business, the genius part is it makes you want to keep coming back because there's that feeling in your brain that you could win something. And sometimes it's the possibility of winning something that is more exciting. You get to 2 really fast. And it's just you never find that last one. But if anybody has 2, leave a comment and say like which one you're looking for. And then someone else in the comments go and see if you have any of the ones that someone's looking for. And let's just see if we can create a winner because it'd be better to split it. They say it's like one person, but we could all like somehow come in agreement, right? I don't know. I don't know the legalities, but like I promise if I win, I will share it with whoever helped me. They actually usually say you can't share it. Like I think in Beast Games, did you ever watch that or like hear about it? There's this big competition and literally they were not allowed and they signed the agreement that they could not team up and work together. That's kind of like shortcutting the whole competition. So someone check out McDonald's. If they don't have that written in the terms and agreement, then let's figure that out. But that feeling of, man, I've almost accomplished it. Let me just order one more fry because I want the fries, but also maybe I'll win. And if I don't, I at least got the fries.
Relating to the excitement of possibly winning something, I have 2 comments from Unlucky Gambler. The first one, what would you relate sports betting to? The second, how do I cook the perfect parlay?
I'm not a cook. I would go to ChatGPT and look up, how do I cook the perfect parlay? Parlay? What's a parlay?
A parlay is multiple bets stacked together, and you only win if all of the legs hit.
I thought when he said cook, he actually meant cook.
No, it's sports betting.
So tell me, how did he word that?
It's frat boy language for make a parlay. Cook the perfect parlay.
Well, got me. It's like, just use the words. Come on. Just use the real words.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Cook means cook. Well, I get it in the context of, oh, I'm cooked.
Do you know what chopped means?
It means you're chopped.
It means ugly.
What? Chopped means ugly?
If someone says your outfit's chopped, it means they're calling it ugly.
I would think chopped is good because it's similar to chiseled, right?
You would think. You would think.
Or it chops, like the beard. Chopped.
Just like fire means great, but flaming someone is, I guess, making fun of them. Not a good thing.
Really?
It's very confusing.
Yeah, and when will that change?
There's no telling.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'll probably change tomorrow. So I was going to use something else. Okay. So this is the same question, then. I thought it was two separate questions. I misunderstood that.
It is two separate questions.
But it's all relating to sports betting.
Correct.
What was the first part? Sports betting.
What would you relate sports betting to?
What would you relate it to?
What would be the closest comparison that you could make?
It would be more of like a competition of giveaways and winning, but with upfront cost and risk. This is more of an offer than it is a marketing, but you market the offer. And that is something called win your money back. And it's where you can commit to something because if you pay for it versus it being free, there's more buy-in, pun intended. And you're looking at a goal of what you're trying to reach. And usually in betting, that goal is more money. But usually, like if it's a gym and you're committing and you're paying $150, but you can win your money back, then it's winning your money back is one of the goals as well as accomplishing your fitness goals. So it was kind of the thing just to get there. And if you accomplish this during the trial period, or like during the first 30 days, then you win your money back. So it could be something similar to that. And it's really just an offer. It's also investing. So in business, if you were to invest, then there's risk. And that risk is the failure or the losing all of that money. But the reward is gaining so much more. And in business, if you invest in small businesses, the reward could be 100x. It could be way higher than betting, and it can be way higher than typical stock market investments that just go up over the course of time. So that's why I love starting a new business, because like every bit that can come in, there's that potential of where things can go. It actually kind of creates, for lack of better words, a little bit of an addiction, but it's more of like a wholesome version of that where you just want it. So you go after it, and that's the thing that you want, and you keep going. With sports betting, there's a lot more losses involved. So learning how to mitigate losses and mitigate the risk, and learning how to make the loss become a win somehow would be good with sports betting.
Our next comment is from #1 Detroit Lions fan, which is confusing since this is a Kansas City podcast. There shouldn't be any Detroit Lions fans here, but I'll read it anyway. Do you believe Jared is the best male name?
Me? What do you mean by male name?
Is it the best name?
What, was that just the question?
That's the question.
No other context?
Nope.
Well, of course it's the best name.
Now, is that because it's your name or because of Jared Goff?
No, it's actually because it's my name.
Now, are you willing to bring Jared Goff onto your podcast?
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, we need to unite all the Jareds we can get.
Unite the Jareds. All right.
If anybody's a Jared, unite the Jareds. Come on. Come on, the podcast. Wait, this ain't a podcast. This is the YouTube channel. So yes, come on the YouTube channel. Let's go. If your name is Jared, we are looking for you to sit down right here and chat with us, especially if you're in the Kansas City area.
Not on the table next to Jared.
Yeah, or at least be in the room. We need to do like Battle of the Jareds. Like we'll all unite and then we'll battle, and then the best Jared will remain.
The Civil War of Jareds.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Glad we have that idea jotted down. Beans on Toast would like you to explain the difference between American and
No, stop. Beans on toast. Who puts beans on toast?
British people.
Is that real?
Yes.
It's probably good then if the British
It's
do it, but
probably
as
disgusting.
an American, I'm not thinking about that.
They put
ever.
beans on everything.
Okay, all I'm thinking of, beans and bologna. Anybody?
No.
Okay. I'm all alone. The crickets got me. Okay, now the question.
Well, the question is kind of random, and I don't know why it's on this video, but explain the difference between American and European work-life balance.
The difference between American and European work-life balance is the same. Who knows? Why isn't it like, I don't know. I'm not European. I don't know what it's like to actually be European and work enough to truly understand, because we're just reading headlines and thinking that's what it's exactly like in Europe. You see what I'm saying? Like, we have some good companies here in America that also have good work-life balance. And then we're not talking about those, but in Europe, they could have the really hardcore 40 hours a week, never go home kind of jobs. And then they see a headline in America about, hey, there's a company called JT VSUALS and they work 4 days of the week. What's up with that? And then they find out that that's actually more productive than the 5.
Now, you did go to Africa. Any differences there?
So it's not work-life balance. It's more just work ethic, because the kind of work is usually different here in America. Like, meaning like we do a lot of digital work that actually affects our exercise. Like, exercise gives you energy. So when you do physical work, you can easily, you get worn out, but you can easily roll into more things. And on computer work, you can get drained pretty fast, especially if there's no windows. They also do things a lot differently, and they're more proactive, and they do complain, but they're not complaining a lot. And it's not like, I'm entitled. I should get this because I was born. It's more like, hey, I'm going to work at this and I'm going to earn this. That's usually the mentality I see overseas more than here. But also, there's a lot of good proactive people that are here in the workspace, being entrepreneurs, doing marketing, a lot of people with good jobs. So it kind of just depends. Are you punching a clock? Are you accomplishing a mission? Are you heading towards something that you're passionate at? And I know we put that on the pedestal a lot here in America, doing what you love. But if you know doing what you love doesn't bring you enough income yet, then sometimes that's part of maturity, is doing what you don't like long enough until you can get to the point to do what you love. But sometimes there's just that piece of knowledge that's missing to make that decision to learn how to make the money from what you love. And if you ever combine the two, then that's the sweet spot.
We have 2 more. Unashamed Pokemon Obsession would like you to explain why he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Oh, the username gives it away. If you have the guts to even just ask that question publicly, it could be because you're either asking for a friend or it's because you're actually looking for that. And if you're looking for that, it's because you haven't asked. That's why you don't have one. You got to ask. And you'll never know. What if I'm wasting my time? This reminds me of like leads. Like, this is related to business. That's how it's related to business. Because this is like leads to conversion. You have to follow up and you have to show your value and you have to ask for the stinking business. So you got to have that moment and ask, but also ask at the right time. So this is another thing that I've thought about lately is monetizing too soon. We actually did this on a podcast. Now, we got a little bit of sales, but we monetized a little bit too soon. And you don't want to get to that stage because then it starts becoming take and you didn't build enough of an audience of give. Show your value and then just ask. Because if you don't, someone else will. And what's worse that'll happen? They say no, and then you're right back where you are, or they say yes. That's actually the advice I got before I asked who is my wife now out on our first date. And the thing is, though, if you're in the sales business or you understand that, it's kind of the same thing. So paint a picture of what they want by asking questions and learn what they want, and then show how you can help them get there. That's the kind of man that a woman probably wants. I'm assuming, because I'm not a woman, but that's what I hear.
James Talby, explain why mismatched socks is a perfect love story.
What? All right, we're done. Cancel the show.
You actually have an answer for that?
Explain how mismatched socks are a perfect love match? Is that what you said?
Uh-huh.
Because love ain't about looks.
Yeah, but
If they're on the same pair of feet, they're going the same place.
what if one has a hole in it?